think we should just pray for the best. We don't need that new year, new me, all those. Please.
Relax. I have something new to tell them. Instead of new year, new me, try this. I always used to say try because it's not by force. You get me? I release my past and embrace my future. Most of you people are living in the past. I promise. 2, you say, I am open to endless possibilities. You get me? Do not limit yourself. 3, you say, I welcome growth, clarity, and abundance in my life. Amen. Welcome to 2025. My name is Fozia Osman, and this is PAC Podcast, where we inspire you to be a better person for this generation. Remember, with you, everything is possible. So, this is our first episode ever in 2025, and we are back with exciting things. If you thought we've started, we've not. You guys are just about to see things. You get me? So, in this episode, we will discuss motivation. I'm discussing this because we are Nigerians, especially for my Nigerian gangs there. A lot of people know they do it when they do, especially if you are millennium or from millennium to like Gen Z like that. So you need to like look onto yourself for struggle so that you become better than what you are seeing in your environment. So I'm going to give you people tips on how to get that done. Yeah, we'll talk about my wall. You get me? My wall. And then we'll talk about the PAC podcast. So you guys should just enjoy this video. This is not going to be your normal kind of thing where I say I'm talking about this. This discussion is intertwined. This year as a new year, it's just the 5th of the year. What you should do is anything that you've tried last year, see friendship, relationship, soloship, workmanship, anything that you've tried last year, just don't do it again. Don't do it again in the way that you've done it. I'm not saying that if you have tried friendship that didn't work, you should stop being friends with them. No, I'm saying that if you probably tried being close to somebody and it didn't work, then try being arm's length with the person. Maybe that's the kind of relationship you and this person would have that would make you guys thrive if you people have to be in the relationship. You get me? That's what I'm saying. Do things differently. If you did not save before and there was one time in 2024 that you knew that you fucked up because you did not save, this is 2025. Just save. It is very, very simple. Life is simple. Change is hard. Yes, we are human beings. We do not accept change. But if you try it, it's something that stuck with me. Little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. Drip, drop. Just do it. You would start enjoying the new version of yourself more than the old version of yourself. And slowly but surely, you become the new version of yourself. That's just how it is. Nobody did it once. Go and hear people's story. Who motivates you? For me, my wall. For real though, I'm telling you, my wall. I've shared clips and I know you people are seeing the clips. That is my wall. Those are all motivational quotes that one way or the other resonated with me either while reading the book or I probably saw it somewhere and snapped it to share it to my wall because obviously, as I said, it resonated with me. I did not even know how many they are until I was writing them out. And I think some of them have even disappeared, not to even lie. And totally, there are like almost 33 of them. I'm going to tell people the quotes and why. It's very simple. I told you people, this is 2025. There's no time to be advising people. You just tell them, let them know. And let people know what things are because subconsciously, it just sits there. So when you need it, when you've decided to listen to your subconscious, we have given you good ideas. So even if you do not need this particular advice right now, just listen. Let me give you another advice for free. The advice is, no matter where you are or what you do, even if the advice does not relate to you, listen. You can either take it for yourself now or in the future or for somebody that you meet on the way in your journey. Just take it. There's nothing like a bad advice. If you've seen, let me know. How do you motivate yourself? In Nigeria, you see that there's always one person that has, mostly in this generation, what I've seen, especially among the youth, is that you see there's one person that just makes the money. And I'm normally very, very interested in their story. So I like asking questions. So I ask. And their motivation is always, I swear, it's never a family member. I'm talking about the low class now. There's no middle class anymore, innit? The low class is never a family member or maybe my dad. Yeah, I've seen those people. Yes, I've seen those people. There's those class of people. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about us, the opportune people. I'm talking about the other level of people, right? So you never hear them say this person, that person. Is always either a reference to a movie or a character or probably somebody somewhere that did something that inspired them, and the person had a war story. Most of the time is either the person had a war story or they watched the person do it and then they are doing it. It's just something somebody did. You understand where I'm going with this? Just follow me. You can motivate yourself by looking at other people. It doesn't have to be people around you. Yes, you are some of the total of the 5 people that you spend the most time with you. So be careful who your circle is. You get me? But if the sum of the 5 people you spend your time with most of the time are not people that are where you want to go, it doesn't mean that you will not be motivated. Now, this is how you get motivated. You get motivated in a way where you do the angel and demon game. This is a meeting. Let me teach you. Now, things that will help you thrive are the angels. Things that will distract you are demons. So if the sum of the total 5 people around you are not doing what you are doing, categorically, they are the demons to your own success. Now, categorically, they are the demons. Categorically, I didn't say that's what they are. This is what you should now do. You should avoid taking advice that do not relate to what you are doing because they are not doing what you are doing, but listen to their advice. Did you hear me? Avoid taking their advice. For instance, when they say, oh, you don't need to do that, there's no need for you to take that course. You don't need it. I've seen people do it without it. Take the course. Take it, because they are not doing what you're doing. But if they say, yo, that thing you're doing, have you tried doing it this way? Look at what they're saying and then do it. It's 2 different ways. You have to be smart about this thing. Don't say no totally, because one, they are watching you. At times, people that watch you have other perception, and that perception might just be what you need to thrive. So sometimes you might just be wondering, what are they even do myself? We know the work, and then before you know, somebody somewhere will just. That's how you work with it. So you just try to play the whole angel and demon game. 2, you play that game until you finally get someone. Look at this. This life, there's something called 6-word story. No, that's not it. A character story. I think that's it. In storytelling. I'm going to try and share what I'm talking about, right? So this is how it works. Everybody's journey, there's a part where they have to take it alone. So when you are with the sum of the total 5 people that do not really contribute anything to your life, you can't pick anything from them. You need to source where to pick from, because one way or the other, if you are not picking from somewhere, you are absorbing their own. You get me? So it means you are going to spend less time with them and more time with things that will get you to where you want to go to. That's if you are determined. Where do you get those things? Very, very, very close to you. The first thing is what you are using to watch me right now, your phone. And the best place to get motivated is YouTube. When you go on YouTube, you see a 2-year-old billionaire, or you probably find a video of Keke Palmer talking about how a 5-year-old took care of her entire family. Not because of anything, but because she's the star of the house and she earns money. So she had to pay other people's school fees because everybody was giving her time. and she had to learn financial literacy. She was shocked that some adults do not even know what financial literacy is. Do you know what financial literacy is? If you don't, stick to this page. One day we'll teach you very soon. My point here is, you would go on YouTube and you see people like this, and you see other people that probably are in a worse situation than you, and find a way to pull up themselves just with their phone, and it will finally encourage you and push you to, from thinking about your dream, to start, how do I apply your dream? Now you see, you've gone from one stage of being motivated to another stage of being motivated, which is from dreaming to doing. That is halfway to your dream, because after doing, you achieve. So that's the way the whole thing works. Motivation, in sense, is needed. Now, I'm not saying you should watch all this kind of motivation speech.
Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter, her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." These people succeeded because they understood that you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures...
Yes, they are. But you probably they will not resonate with you every time, because these people to you are already successful, right? So it's like, I'll never be like them. They are in so place, they are in so place. There are stories of Nigerians, there are stories of Kenyans, there are stories of Sudanians, there are stories of people that are in worse situations that you will ever be on YouTube, that you can reflect to and put it in your life. Now, that is all we have to say about motivation on this talk. Look for other ways to motivate yourself. For me, I use my word. I'm going to explain it in a bit. Now, PAC Podcast is going to bring in a lot of coaches and a lot of people this year, inshallah, to come and educate you about the digital space. Nigeria has become very hard, and as a young entrepreneur and a philanthropist, I feel it is my responsibility to share what I have been learning for the past 5 years with my own network, because I've learned so much that I've coached other people and they are more successful than I am, obviously, on the space. But there's a way I want to break into the industry. So there's a pattern I'm going, you understand? But my entire journey have brought me network. It have brought me a lot of people that are looking for a way to communicate with audience and just share this with them, right? So we would create that too for our own community, which are especially the Sweet Girl for Life, the Dear Daddy community, it's Fauzi, your Rich Auntie, and the New Mama Africa. Everybody that is watching, including you, is now a part of your Billionaire Aunties Club, aka PAC Club. So this podcast is going to focus majorly on content creation and digital space. And this is why, right? Because you people think people have seen the internet. No. First of all, you people that is joining the Web 2, congratulations, but we are moving to Web 3. Some of you people do not know what that means. If you stick to this page, you probably find out. Another thing we are going to do is make sure that we help you people with your financial state. I might not do it. Most of the work is you. That's why we keep telling you, remember, with you, everything is possible. You have to be ready to say, I'm tired of being broke, and you put in the work. Because the work is not easy. I'm telling you this. We will try as much as possible to bring in experts that have done what you are about to do, so that it will be a little bit easy for you. Nothing is ever easy. It's either you follow who know road, which is what I want to do. I want to bring in people who know road so that you go follow them, or you follow who know road, right? You still lost. The best way to do this thing is follow who no road, but get your own TP, as Sheyi Vibe talk. Because your TP at this point is your vibe. Know what you want to do, and then use this channel as a method to thrive. That's the best way to go about this. If you want the truth, this is it in a simple way. Take it from me. I've been doing content creator officially since 2020. That's over 5 years. And content creation have been feeding me since 2021. My first job was like 200k. That is since Tori Toro. Do you understand? So it depends on how you see content creation. You do not really need to do all these things these people are doing. You do not need to shout. You don't even need to teach. There is a lot of way people make money, and you would not even believe it. I swear, for free. So if you want to learn how to get there, my job is simple. I would bring in experts for that I know that can get you there, right? I'll bring them in. They'll give you little tips. I'll drop my own tips, and then you have to hold your TP. You have to hold your TP for two things. One, to buy everything that you need. Two, to settle people that you need so that they can show you the way. Do you understand? So we are done with that. Other things are going to come. I'm not casting it, but I'm just telling you people about the digital space and finance, because that's our focus for this year, if not for the first 6 months of the year. We would bring in guests a lot that will talk about other things like mental health. We'll talk about traumas. Oh my God, you guys need to understand the depth of trauma and how you can turn it to superpower. There's a lot of things. The advantage of negative environment. I do not know what you people study, but in entrepreneur, one of the 10 years I spent in the university studying entrepreneurship, right? I remember that, I don't know under which course or what, but I know there's something called thriving in bad environment as an entrepreneur. Is a good thing. Nigeria is a city of opportunity. It depends on what you want, and it depends on how you see life. So what this channel will do is to help you see life other than what this reality is presenting you with. Because I promise you, after this particular video, you understand that it's not everything you see that is real. So let's move on to my wall, the elephant in the room. I'm pretty sure everybody's like, why do I want to talk about my wall? I'll talk about my wall because of the following things. One, I have fans on TikTok that keep asking, why did I make my wall all newspaper? Even my cousins, actually, it's not only them. They keep asking me. That's one. Two, what is the story? People should wait. All people's questions. There is a lot of questions. I'm going to answer them. There is three. What did you write on your wall? What are the context of what I wrote on my wall? There's four. What's the story behind it? So you see all those questions people are asking. Watch this podcast first and see if I do not answer them amicably. So I think that's all. Now, let's start. I told you I counted it and it's a lot. P.S. For people asking why I am always sweating, I will do a mini video about the lights in my studio. Maybe it will help you people understand why I am sweating like this. Just above me is two different ring lights. Understand? That's above me. Under me, you'd see it. I'll make sure I do a video about it. So please just try to be focusing on what I'm saying, right? Don't focusing on the sweat. And saying that I should get a fan in the studio. There's a fan in the studio, but I'm using mics. You know, fan has noise, and you people should focus on the video and mind your business about is it your sweat. So not this is how it is to feel exam. Anyway, the story of how I started writing on my wall is quite interesting. Some people think I've become mad. No, I am not. For all of you people thinking I'll get mad, people should hold on, maybe later. But for now, you are missing this point. It all started after I finished reading the book Think and Grow Rich. Within the book, there were a lot of things that Napoleon Hill said we should jot down. And he was like, go jot it in a card and then review the card. Me and you know that I would not do it. I don't know about you, but me, I would not do it. And I knew that. I knew I would not remember consistently enough to be visiting the card. But if I have it written in a place that I would see, I would visit it. Now, behind that place, you would see that there is a goal board, whatever you want to name that place. And I was going to write them there, but I even used to forget some tasks that I've written there. So I do not think I would visit that place. I like telling myself truth. So I kept on thinking until a TikTok passed my page and I saw a photographer, the way he arranged his room with newspapers and how it hits. So I looked by my side, I had gum and I was like, let's do this. Spent like 6 hours of my life there trying to do this work, and it ended up like this.
Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Pay me what?
Stranger.
Now it was so clean, I'm not even supposed to write on it. But as soon as Napoleon Hill said it, I did it, I wrote it, and this was the first quote I wrote. If you must be careful with your possession, let it be in connection to something materialistic. Your mind is your spiritual estate. Protect it and use it with care, to which divine royalty is entitled. You were given a willpower for this purpose. I needed somewhere to write this, and I took chalk and I just wrote it there, right? I wrote this there before the whole newspaper saga, and as soon as the newspaper saga did, it became worse. It's like, when you decided to write tattoo on your skin, which I would have done, but then sadly. Let's continue. The second point is I can't does not exist, right? I had to learn that. I think that's also from Think and Grow Rich. A quitter never wins and a winner never quits. This was the first quote I wrote on my wall, my newspaper wall. That's also from Think and Grow Rich. A lean purse is easier to cure than to endure. One of my favorite quotes in The Richest Man in Babylon. Most of these quotes are from book. I can remember some, but not all of them. See, this particular one, you people need to understand this, especially for people that used to live above their budget in life. So people think if you are living below your budget, because of fake it till you make it, you do not know what you are doing. So it's better to endure being broke today because you want to cure your financial situation tomorrow than to continue enduring being broke forever. Because you do not know how long this inflation stuff is going to go. You get me? I'm just putting this out there. I'm going to go back to the first quote because I'm supposed to say it and explain it. It goes like this. If you must be careless with your possession, let it be in connection with materialistic stuff. Why? Because you can always replace something that is materialistic. No matter how priceless you think it is, you can replace it with something better. Your mind is your spiritual estate. Now let me explain that to you. I keep telling you, are built up of several kinds of body and characteristics. Now, your mind is one of them. Is your spiritual estate. It's a place where your subconscious and your decision, your consciousness meet. That is like the bond between your mind is the line between spirituality and physicality, basically. So, spiritual estate, you get me? That's a very strong word. Protect it and use it with which divine royalty is entitled. You get me? So you need to protect. Imagine your common physical house that you can build 100 mansions tomorrow. You get like 10 trailers of soldiers behind you. You get me? Now, how do you want to protect something so priceless? A place that relates divinity. Do you know how divine your mind is? Everything in your mind is possible. If you think it, you can do it. Basically, that's what it says. You were given a willpower for this purpose because of the ultimate divinity the mind has. That everything you think will come true with your willpower. The only reason why a lot of dreams do not come true is because they lack the willpower. And that's why I made sure I spoke about motivation at the beginning of this video. Number 5, people only work with people who are against you when they are against you. If you like it or not, believe me or not, in this world we do things to favor us first before it favors anybody, except if you are stupid. Not really stupid, you just lack self-awareness. But as far as you are self-aware of yourself and you know what your self-worth is, you would always make decisions that would favor you before it favors anybody. So if you see your friend is with your enemy, it's because they have something in common, which I think you should just know that is you. So the normal thing to do is to jackpot, but the original thing to do is to just let it go. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. See, this is the greatest accomplishment, that even when you fight those demons to become a true version of yourself, other people hate you for. That's how much this accomplishment is. I'm not even capping. If you think it's a lie, try to be richer than your current friends or your family members and understand the definition of envy and hate. For some people, for some, they thrive together when they understand the whole definition of humanity. Our eyes and ears take in electrical signal which our brains interpret based on our expectation. This is a very, very deep conversation, but I'm going to try as much as possible to give it little limitation. This is what this statement means. Your experience in life determines what you expect from life. I have met somebody, I swear I did not know it is possible. This girl didn't fake this. She's in Nigeria, right? And because of the level of let me just put this. No, they are not politicians. Their father is a very rich man. No. And because of the kind of life she grew up to, she did not know that some people would sleep a day without eating. And the day she found out, I think she cried. She wasn't faking it. It's just because nobody around them has gone through that. It's not possible. They fly in, fly out. She basically, there was a time she was doing Tanana, like flying in, I think was it UK and Nigeria 4 times a week on their private jets, because she had like things to do back and forth. So you can't tell somebody like that goes from car, laptop, that people are suffering. She will not believe you. So in her own eyes, based on what she has experienced in life and what her family is opportune to show her, there's nothing like poverty. It's not possible. You get? But there are people again that I've met that when I say I'm going to be a billionaire, they'll say they don't think that they'll ever make $1 million in their life. That it is not possible. Again, both of these guys are right. They are all viewing the world based on what they've seen. So they expect that what they've seen is what is their reality. which 100/1% is eventually wrong in both areas, but nobody realizes how deep this is. Now let me finish that quote. We don't see reality, we see our reality. I say this every time, that me, you, and your friends can be in a place and a theft was committed. Or let's say there is a catalyst to this story that states that all of us, three of us, were both sincere in our statements, but all of us had three different experiences. Now, this is just based on what, one, we might be thinking of, two, what might be going on, three, where our attention was at that particular moment. The the robbers may have entered, probably, let's say, the bank, and you might be looking at the cool Jordans he had, and probably didn't even know they had a gun, they were robbers. This guy might have seen that they are robbers and trying to tell you that, yo, these guys are robbers. Or another person might just say, oh shit, this thing is about to happen. Maybe he has seen it before it happened. But we were all there at the same time. Now go back to that quote. Electric brain signals. The person who saw the shoes of the robber as cool would not be scared. The person that expected the robbery to happen before they came would be what? He's going to be prepared. You that is just seeing it would be afraid. All experience the same thing, but all of us, all were in the same timeline, but we had different experience. So whenever you are judging a situation, remember that when your eyes and ears are recording things, they are recording it based on your perception. That's what this quote is telling you. I told you, it's deep. 8. This was written not by me. There is no perfect human being anywhere. Pick one with imperfection that resonates with you. That's just it. Pick your poison that would not kill you. But all human beings just have that poison. Be it or take it. PAC podcast. With you, everything is possible. I think I wrote this down the moment it came, when I was trying to find out a catch name for us. Yeah. Then PAC, we have a vision of good vibes and humanity as our whole title. That's another body. That's a subset of this, but that's a different conversation. Delay is not denial, and this thing is really, really true. True life story. I spent 10 years in the university, right? 9 years, 10. And 2006, when I left Spring, when I was going to boarding school, I had a dream and I saw a certificate and I saw my name and I saw my GP. And he had a So 6 years after that dream, I went into the university, because at the point I had that dream, I obviously was not ready. When I went into the university, I spent the first 6 years and my GP was 1.32. Kept on telling everybody that this was not my result, but everybody thought I obviously was mad. Then they changed me and I went to another school and I graduated with a 4.11. My graduation, my certificate has this on it. I'm just going to plant it there. So delay is not denial. It took roughly total of let's just do this calculation. Had the dream 6 years later, I graduated, spent 10 years, that's 16 years. Yes, 16 years, because that's 2022. Yes, it took 16 years to achieve this dream, even if I saw it. Do you understand? So because of the delay happened does not mean it wouldn't work. The only reason why this worked is just because I kept on pushing. Imagine if I just quit after the first uni. Delay might just be denial, right? If I can't lose, I have to win or die trying. This is from one movie quote or something. I would settle for nothing but greatness or die trying. another movie quote, obviously. Dream big. Now, this is from the second episode of this podcast I posted, and a call came in and we had a conversation with one of my viewers and told me that the sky is my limit and I should dream big. That if I keep going the way I'm going, I would achieve something. So I wrote it down on the wall. So this is recent. This is one of the most recent ones. 15. Growth is driven by compounding. Keep going. Yeah. So this quote is from Atomic Habits, this book. If you want to break a bad habit, it's a very good book to read, right? It helps. So it's basically telling you that it's not how long you do it, it's doing it and getting better at it. That's basically what it's saying. You remember that quote, little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. You want to buy a car tomorrow, you do not start from saving $1 million today. You can start from saving your first 5k. You can use the 5k to open the account that you save the money to buy the car. Compounding, you used it to open the account. The next thing you do is when you have one add up 10, 15, 20, 1 million, and before you know, you would get the car. That's if you don't have a source of income that will bring it at once. I know I can do it, keep going. There's a day where I had a very, very bad day and I was very, very tired, and I just wrote this down and slept. So that's how it's on the wall. The best way to predict the future is to create it. I've forgotten the book that I read this from, but it's from a book. So instead of sitting down to dream, come on, be the dream. This particular one, number 18, is one of my favorites. Is a moment of breakdown is an opportunity for a breakthrough. That means because you are in a tough situation doesn't mean that you cannot actually think of your way out of that situation. You just cannot do anything about it. Doesn't mean that you cannot think on how not to be in it. You get me? Something like that. And it doesn't mean that you cannot discover yourself when you are at your lowest. Being in your lowest might just be what would make you discover yourself. For instance, as I gave in the last video, the Harry Potter lady, not even her, even Adele, you get me? It was during the divorce and everything that made her find, a lot of things about herself, and I think they say she's doing better now. Number 19, oh my god, I have to increase my volume for this. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man/woman. The true nobility is being superior to your former self. I met somebody that I know for over 15 years. I went to this person's house after not being in the state for 7 years. And I swear to God, not even a cotton changed. Right? But this person puts down every single person, including me. And I am not in the same situation where I was, but this person still have the same mindset they are 7 years ago. So there is nothing noble about it. Do you know why? Because where you think say your own where you think say your own end, now their person own starts. There is a story that I've heard, I don't know how true it is, that Atiku Abubakar went to Dubai and wanted to sign something. They gave him a golden pen. He liked the pen so much, and they asked him to keep it, and he was like, no, he's not that kind of person. He will purchase it. I think he ended up purchasing that pen over 40 million. You understand? So here, if the Atiku sit down now, bring out 40 million, he go win election for kind places for Nigeria. But for there, now which person they use bye will be that. You get me? Just try to make your goal being better than yourself, other than making your goal to be better than somebody else. You know why? Because people are not running the same race. One of my favorite too, no one is rich enough to buy yesterday. But if you hustle hard, tomorrow could be yours. Right? Put in the work. You get me? Everybody, if you think it's a lie, go and read their stories. Read the story of Chanel, read the story of Gucci, Wizkid. Read people's story. People tell their stories. Understand that this thing is not there. See, look, if you told people that attended Spring Secondary School, go and ask them, Fafozia Usman will be a podcaster or be reading things online, they are going to tell you is a lie. They are going to laugh at you if this was like 13 years ago. Do you know why? Because my English teacher and my geography teacher will bring my script after exams and read what I've written. Because I'm dyslexic, I do not know how to read or write. You guys will see what I'm saying. I'm casting myself because when I post the writings on the wall, you are going to see a lot of spelling error. The people that want to laugh, please feel free. I don't think you laugh as hard as my class were laughing when they were reading my scripts to them and I was just a child that did not even know what dyslexic is. So please take your swing. You are going to be fine. The thing is, I can't change back. I can't change that now. But they've seen the post. The same people that were in my class have seen the post and nodded their head. That I can do. I hustle a lot with the help of family and friends and my bosses at work, a lot of them. With AI, I will still get spelling wrong. It's not my thing. This is my thing. So I have hustled well enough to make sure that it is not my thing and I'm doing my own thing. But people would not understand. 21. Don't let the prize in your head and don't let the hate in your mind. You get me? Because you don't get assurance for this. Nobody get assurance for this world. You get me? Nobody has assurance. It's just that fortune and favor and grace has a way of playing. It has a centillion traces, especially success. So there are people that you will see it in them that you know that they will flourish. It doesn't mean that you cannot attract it to yourself. The only reason why the prize has not come yet is probably because it is in your head. You have to do it physically, you get me? And then you cannot sit down and be hating people. People are just themselves. And there's this quote I want to say here. It's a Ghanaian quote. He said, the axe forgets but the tree remember. So you would always remember what people have done to you. But don't put the hate here because you finna be them. You get me? The important thing is to know why you were born and the facts that you are born. You get me? It's two things I'm saying here. This is very deep. I got this from a book called Vision, right? And that book is very interesting. I had a lot of things I wanted to share for the spiritual episode we'll be having in this podcast, but I'll look for it here. He said, the important thing is to know why you were born. What is your purpose in life? Nobody comes to this world to die. You either choose to find it and boost your willpower to achieve it, or you choose to follow the world and the delusion it comes with, which most of people that we see do, and most of the time we contend with them. But the fact that you are born, you get no. The fact that you are born, the fact that you are alive, myself, every day means say something day where you supposed don't do. Stupidity is a device used by idiots in order to entrap you. You have to know what you want to do so that you don't allow people that don't know what they are doing to pull you into what they are doing. So basically, that's what the quote is saying. I can't change. You can go. Change your mindset. That's just it. Everybody say, I used to. If you see, my favorite course in university, my favorite course was Entrepreneurial Giants. This is a course where they make us study billionaires. In this course, you study how they become. Basically, I think you're supposed to analyze them so that you, as I say, success leave traces. This was one of my favorite courses. It helps you understand that most of the people that you see up there went through everything you're talking about. They went through losing their money. They went through being broke. They went through getting rejected. They went through not having the money. They went through sleepless nights. They went through not going home. They went through days where their wife will say they are crazy, they are cheating on them. Most of them went through this thing. And why their story is beautiful is after going through it, they succeeded. So you can succeed if you decide to succeed. As I say, remember, with you, everything is possible. 5. Let go of old patterns. Have you ever heard this quote where they say only a madman does something over and over again and decides to get different results? So if you've gone this way, it's not working. The next time you are going the way, you see that no, this is the route I took the last time. I know say they go anywhere. Just come out of that place and say, let me use this route, let me use this route. You understand? It's just simple. It's if this door, they say if God close one door, another one open, something like that. So just when you see this one, it doesn't work, don't stick there. It's not supposed to work. Go and find another one. There's another one somewhere that is open. Sink cost is anchoring decisions of the past. Most of us, our sink costs have cost us the plan that God has for us in the future. I used to be, and today you are nothing. Who can prove you used to be? I do not like that word. If I'm with you subconsciously, you say that thing in a sentence, in a conversation 7 times. I used to be, not I want to be. Bro, I might not pick your call or give you my number. It's not because of anything. It's just because you are anchoring your past decisions. Okay, fine. You used to have 100 million in your account. You blew it. How much do you have? Man, nothing now. The guys that, bro, that's your business. The guys you blew it on you decided to blow it on them. Do you understand? They did not say give me. They did not rob your account. So I don't like people that are anchoring your past decisions. Tell me what you want to do, if it's in line with what I want to do, so that we will do something. Don't tell me what you used to do, especially if it has to do with a fun time that I never signed up for. So sink cost is the reason why a lot of people have not succeeded. Oh, I tried this, it did not work, and then you did not try. Who told you that you were supposed to try it once? Right? Electricity, NEPA, 10,000 times. That's the trial. 10,000 times. If he did not try 10,000 times with different people, different scientists for a long as years, you would not have NEPA today. If Thomas would have stopped at the 9,999 time, he would have not discovered electricity. Because all the trials he has done, he's going to say it did not work. You get me? He did it 10,000 times and it worked. So you did it once, it did not work. That's your business. Nobody told you get it once. So, and who did they born you with that thing you're doing that you just learn it once? No. So stop anchoring sink cost to your life. Cut it off. Cut it. Let it go. 27. If you know where you are going, you will know who to invite. You get me? You do not invite a who to a pastor's house. Do you get me? Do not invite a peasant to royal house. The person is going to get disgraced, man. You being invited, you're gonna get disgraced. If you are going anywhere, know the person well enough to know if you should carry this person along, for your own pride and for if gbese happen. For instance, do not carry a snitch to where you are going to do something that gbese will happen. The person will snitch on you, right? You can carry your best friend there. See how it goes. People will say things that favor them, so trust your instincts and God. Accept people how they are and don't try to change them. Now, this directly was talking to me. I've forgotten what happened, And at the end of the day, I heard this, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to let this conversation go and take your advice. I forgot it was a heated argument. I know. Saying it now, I could remember the range I had, and it was quite interesting. So the last three parts of okay, we have 4 more to go. The last 3, I have already said them at the beginning of this video. I said them at the beginning of this video, so check that. The last one on my list right now is 29, which is if you set a low achievement expectation, then it is likely that you would get low achievement level. For instance, if you try to read 100 books in 2025, if you read 50, you think you've not done anything, right? You'd want to read more. But if you say you want to read 10 books and it's already July and you've read only 5, right? You would relax. But if it's already July and you've read only 50 and you said you are going to read 100, you are going to double up. So that's just it. Now, the rest were just moods and affirmations that you should have in 2025 and my mood. I hope this resonates with you one way or the other. I've said this like 4 times today. With you, everything is possible. Your willpower, your goal power, your motivation, and what you are ready to do to achieve your own goal and be in your purpose in this world depends on you. I want to add something to this here. There's a podcast for this. I've shot it already. I'll just post it. Prayer. I think that should be the next podcast I post about prayer. People should pray. You finally have your goal. I'm helping you with motivation. Don't forget to seek for motivation, especially for your purpose and guidance from your creator. He's the one that created you. You only have the willpower to achieve that purpose or not. He's not pushing you to. If God was pushing you, everybody to achieve what He destined for them, this world will be a better place. But then this world is all about willpower and your power to achieve. That's all for this episode. Welcome to 2025, and I hope to see more of you people. Please, guys, you guys should help us like, subscribe, and share. This is because it's going to help me help you more. One, our content will get discovered, and then we'll get payments, and then we'll be able to afford the money to bring in those big executives that will come and give you the juice for free on how to get money. So whenever you see PAC podcast content, please just hit the like button and try to share it. You can just copy the link. You don't have to post it anywhere. Or when I send it to you, please share it on your status. It might just resonate with somebody. You might just help somebody. Help somebody. Help us. Help me help someone by sharing this content. Especially if it resonated with you. It might just resonate with someone. Who knows? XOXO Fauzia Usman, aka Sweet Girl for Life, aka your billionaire auntie and the new Mama Africa. I'll see you all in the next episode, which will be next week, Monday. Peace out.